Hello, Days of Our Lives fans. This is for Wednesday, January the 5th. Please like, subscribe, and share. Well, Seth is starting to have symptoms from the poison that Whitley put on all the scripts. So Sarah is taking care of him, and she's already getting it tested, being suspected that he was poisoned somehow. There's sweetness, and of course you've noticed since we left her yesterday, she was laying in a pretty little position today that I don't know how she got that way. She must have woke up in between yesterday and today. But Sarah has already distinguished that they had been poisoned, and they happened to have the antidote right there in the hospital. How lucky. But Whitley, of course, was a nurse, and she would have gotten all her supplies from the same medical suppliers, probably. I don't know, I'm just guessing. So anyway, Sarah goes on giving the antidote to everyone who comes in. Next thing you know, Kayla's pepped up and she's feeling fine. Alex, on the other hand, they're still waiting on an ambulance. Stephanie is taking care of her man. You know, they're all dizzy and fainting and running a fever. Because apparently whatever this poison is, it is fatal. But the paramedics, by the time they get to Alex, they've done got the antidote and they're packing it around because it's a citywide crisis at this point. They don't even have enough ambulances to go pick people up. So Chanel and Johnny are trying to figure out what's going on with him, and she just takes him to the hospital. She said, I'm not waiting on the EMS. And then Sarah says, well, the scripts were poisoned. Let's get him in here. And there they go, rushing him in there. Oh, it's not funny, but it was a little bit funny because I could tell a few times, you know, that they were just actors acting. But normally I don't. Next thing you know, they're all smiles because he's had his antidote and he is already feeling better. Meanwhile, you know, Leo's over here with Hattie. And she has passed out, and she passed out very pretty, just and elegantly, like everyone else did, and laid right on the bed. And he's talking to her, and he's like, oh my God, she's not breathing. She doesn't have a pulse. So he don't even try to resuscitate her or get her any help. He's like, oh, Hattie, all the good memories. It was truly an honor to know you. He was just babbling on. It was just so funny. I kept thinking, well, she's going to wake up any second. And she did. She said, can you quit blathering? You know, she wasn't dead. So the ambulance came and took care of her as well. And Leo says, I'm going to look out after her, you know, because Leo's buds with like Hattie and Marlena. So it's great. They come, she's all roughed up, you know, and then she starts talking to Leo about all the nice things he was saying. Meanwhile, Abe has figured it out, and he has found his way to the nut house where one Miss R.N. Whitley with the 1970s furniture and all the cats was held up, and she's like, Abe, what took you so long? You know, I expected her to say lover at the end of it, but she's like, I'm surprised it took you so long to figure it out. And she's telling him, you know, he did all this, changed stuff, and she doesn't like the new cast, so she had to get rid of them. And he said, what do you mean? And she said, I poisoned everybody. I put poison on the scripts. Every script I went out. And he said, what, everybody's going to get sick? He said, she said, they're all going to die. And he's like, what? And she said, yeah. And she whips out this vial she's got in her hand. And she's shaking it at there. And she said, I gave it to you, like a psycho. That she is. And it was funny. And Abe is just looking at her like, all right. And she's like, and you're next. And then in comes Paulina with that big mouth of hers. Oh, no, you don't, heifer. Not on my watch. And she did call her a heifer. Oh, it was so funny. So, you know, then they get her sedated because she's in the nut house there and was able to do all this. You know, I'm just joking around in nut house. Of course, it's a respectable institution in a little town that doesn't exist. But, you know, and he's trying to tell Paulina, he said, the poor thing, he said, it's so sad because she's, body and soul is her life, and she's all twisted up from being responsible for the death of her husband. And then she wakes up and she's thinking that Abe's her husband and that they're living in the soap opera. And he's like, no, I'm not that person or whatever. And she said, oh, well, it's okay. It'll be all right. I'm not mad at you or anything. And she's just being so sweet. She is such a good actress. And she looked at Abe and she said, well, we'll always have Pineville, won't we? Won't we? And he's like, yes, we will always have Pineville. And this is in reference to something in between them when he was held captive. Not even anything any romantic. But this is what Paulita's face looks like. She's like, huh? Always have Pineville. What the hell does that mean? That's the first thing I was thinking too is, boy, she's out there. But it was a good show. Thanks for watching.